Paychex does. And we've been in business about 40 years, specializing in small business payroll. The guy that started the company actually was working for a larger payroll company that dealt with corporations, and he saw a market for small businesses to utilize the service, so he set out to do that, and 40 years later we have over 500,000 clients, most of which are about 10 employees or less. Some of the things that we do for a new business starting up is they need to apply for different numbers, like their withholding number and their unemployment number, so I'll do that for people. And then from there, if they need payroll services, basically their only responsibility would be to call us and report their hours or their earnings, and we do everything else. So we'll submit all their federal and state taxes every pay period. We assume all the liability on that. And then every quarter there's different quarterly returns that need to be filed. 941 return we'll do for them at no charge, 940 return at the end of the year, and then W-2s as well. We also have, if you've seen those labor posters with minimum wage on there, those get given to the clients free of charge. And then we also have an HR website that will help a client do such things as if they need an employee handbook, there's a template on there for that. It's basically already written out, and they can just go through and make it fit to their specifications. It has things like performance reviews, job descriptions, just different things like that that can help keep a business owner in compliance with HR things. Because a lot of times, small business owner doesn't really have the funds, I guess, to hire an HR person. So we sort of give that service as well. Along with that, obviously, direct deposit. We provide all reports online, and then the client has the option of either reporting payroll to us online, or they can have a specialist where they call in. It's the same person every time that they're dealing with, and just report their hours. Or they can, one week they can do the phone, the next week they can do online. So if they do online, it's basically they'll log in, there's a spreadsheet, all the employees' names are on there, their rates of pay are already pre-entered, or the salary, and then they just go through and type the hours in and submit. And then we do a bunch of other things too. For instance, if the client has health insurance that the employees are contributing to, we can make it pre-tax, Section 125 plan. We also have an upper level HR service where they can actually have a Paychex person come out on site if they need to. It's a little bit more expensive to have that. We have two different packages. We have a basic package and a plus package. The basic has all the basic things: the payroll, taxes, direct deposit, all the returns, quarterly and year end. The plus package, one of the services on there is workers' comp. But we also have what's called an unemployment claim service. So if the business owner receives an unemployment claim, we will actually respond to the claim. We'll fight the claim on their behalf over the phone. Also, there's if you guys know, if you're familiar with QuickBooks or Peachtree, on that plus package, there's a general ledger interface file. So they don't need to rekey in all their general ledger information. They just click a button and it dumps in basically once we set it up. And then obviously some business owners will have an employee with a garnishment, child support or some sort of tax lien, and we'll take care of that as well in the plus package. We bill, for instance, if they're a weekly payroll, we'll bill them every week. If they're a bi-weekly payroll, we just bill them basically when you do a payroll. We don't have any contracts or anything like that, so you get charged if you come on board with Paychex and you run one payroll and then it doesn't work out, or you realize that you can do it yourself, you can leave at any time. So
it's a small 2 to 3 individual versus someone who's going to be 50 to 60. What would be the range so that we kind of know if it's well with you or not?
We have, for businesses that size, we have packages as low as $35 to $40 a pay period. But it also depends on the number of employees. So the number of employees you gave me, that would be about right for the basic package. And then for a plus package, they might be looking at $60. And then if you've got say, it also depends on their payroll frequency. So if they're doing a weekly payroll, it's going to be it's going to be cheaper every week, but they're going to end up paying more because there's more payrolls in a year, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Well, that's another thing Paychex does too. Even for, like, we'll do payrolls even if it's just the owner and they want to get a 401k for themselves. We have, like, it's basically $70 a month to do that payroll and administer their 401k for them. And then they can determine how much they want to contribute into the 401k.
And I've just a testimony. We use Paychex, and there's just myself and my husband. You know, and it's still well worthwhile. You know, when I had 9 people working for me, it was great, and now it's just not to have the headaches of making the deposits, getting everything accurate. And you really, if you are a small company and you can be flexible on the number of pay periods, it can be a significant savings. I mean, we only pay ourselves once a month, so it's not, you know, a big deal, but just to know that that's all done, and if there's an error or a question, they're responsible for it, is huge. Yeah. It's huge, because payroll, you got to think of the time it takes you to do the work yourself.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And actually, that's she just mentioned one of the biggest reasons that people use a payroll service, and it's to just take that liability off your plate. If the IRS were to penalize you and you were doing your own payroll, you're on the hook for it. If Paychex is doing the payroll, we pay it. I mean, that's the other thing too. Like, if you get some sort of, or any of our clients get some sort of notice about, you know, any payroll taxes, I just tell my clients, just send it to me and we'll take care of it. Because most of the times they don't know what it is or what to do about it. So they just send it into us and we'll take care of it. We'll address it or get in touch with the proper agency or whatever.
Good. Well, thank you, Ryan. We appreciate it.